He's a different breed, the logger. The hard work and constant danger seem a worthwhile challenge somehow. The paychecks are above average for blue-collar workers, but is there something more here that drives him? Getting up for work in the middle of the night, unpaid travel time on long, bumpy roads, all day in the cold wind, rain, even snow, dangerous working conditions, no job security, public disapproval, a bleak future for the industry in general.
The wanted rose grows slowly, slowly. Steady it rises, knowing its beauty. Reaching for the sky, the thorns protect. Bleeding fingers, the hasty are rejected. Beneath the surface, all unseen, gaining depth, roots are strengthening. Moving on, the broken-hearted heal. The paralyzed, the unlearned do not feel. Waiting for the truth to bear its presence, while genius is casting its own incense. Aromas, sweet aromas fill the air, carefully calling to those who dare. The searching is not done, the seeker is the one, being guided to its own desire. Fragrance is the mode of transportation. Listen to the roses' communication.
The second step in logging after the roads are built is this man's job. His name is Len Wheeler, and he's a timber faller. His task is to put all of these trees on the ground so that the rigging crew can come in and yard them. This is a clear-cut area. Timber companies have found that this is the most efficient way to log and then regrow new trees. The idea behind it is to eliminate all shade, like choosing the best place for a garden, and a new stand of saplings planted a year or two later. The young hybrid fir trees will compete for sunlight amongst themselves. Instead of being in the shadows of thinned-out trees, soon they'll tower over the stumps that are left here. Falling timber is the most dangerous job in the logging operation, and you can see why. These men team up partly to increase production and partly to make sure that the other one walks out under his own power at the end of the day. Both men wear earplugs. Some timber fallers refuse to for safety reasons. Dimming the noise of the saw dims the sound of incoming danger, too. And there are many unsuspecting things that can happen. Sometimes limbs break loose from falling trees. These are called widowmakers, and they've killed many fallers. Sometimes situations arise where there will be several trees completely cut, but still standing on their stumps, being held up by branches of other trees. When this happens, a faller needs to be especially alert and extra daring. His job is to put them on the ground and cut them to length. Sometimes the chainsaw itself and how it's used here in the woods can be a danger. One small slip could cause a lot of damage. Alder trees typically grow leaning heavily in one direction or the other, as opposed to straight up. And with this tremendous weight hanging to one side, these trees can split and shatter in the middle of cutting them. The list of hazardous things goes on and on. So what keeps bringing you back out here, falling timber?
The money. It's the best paying job in the woods.
How much does it pay?
Oh, about $30 an hour.
And you're the cutting contractor?
Yeah. So sometimes I only make $10 an hour.
So the bigger wood helps out a little bit? The bigger wood helps out a little bit?
Oh yeah, a lot more scale in the big wood than there is in the small stuff. You just got to bid each job accordingly.
So usually it's just you and Dick?
Yeah. Yeah, if I get real busy, sometimes I'll hire another guy, but not normally. I try not to bid any more than what the two of us can handle.
And you end up driving a long ways usually.
Yeah,
So
this job here is close. It's only 25 miles from home, but the one we just came off of was about 75 miles each way.
And that's why you got so many miles on your pickup. How many did you say?
87,000 now, 2 years. I usually average about 100 miles a day driving.